Near the North Pole lies a vast island, shrouded in ice and silence. For centuries, Greenland existed far from the noise of world politics. But that silence was shattered by a single declaration from Washington. In the name of national security, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to acquire the island. It wasn't just a diplomatic proposal. It carried the weight of a threat. Tariffs on European nations, even the suggestion of military force, everything was on the table. But just as the world braced for conflict, the script changed. The plans for occupation vanished, replaced by a new, enigmatic phrase: the Golden Dome. Why, suddenly, does Frozen Kingdom need a golden shield? Why is the president pivoting from land acquisition to high-tech defense? On the surface, it looks like security. But beneath the ice, the reasons may be far more complex. The narrative of aggression shifted overnight into the framework of a deal. President Trump announced that while purchasing Greenland might be off the table, U.S. control over the territory remains essential. The key to this control is the Golden Dome. Details of the agreement remain shadowy, but the core ambition is clear: to establish an impenetrable missile defense system on Greenland's soil while simultaneously securing access to its rare mineral wealth. The president argues that for America to be safe, this dome must exist on Greenland. But a lingering question remains: is this truly about mutual defense? Or is this treaty a Trojan horse, a way to establish permanent control over a sovereign island under the guise of protection? The name sounds almost mythical, but the technology is rooted in hard reality. Inspired by Israel's Iron Dome, which has intercepted rockets since 2011, this proposal envisions a massive, scaled-up version for the Arctic. The concept is ambitious. It is not just a ground-based system, it is designed to span into space. The goal is to detect and destroy enemy missiles across 4 distinct stages of their flight. Malcolm Davis, a senior analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute, describes the design as gapless. In theory, no missile could breach this specific perimeter. It is a technological dream, one that, if realized, would rewrite the rules of modern warfare. One look at the map reveals a terrifying geometry. If an intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) or a nuclear warhead were ever launched from Russia, China, or North Korea toward the United States, its path would cut directly over the North Pole, right over Greenland. The Golden Dome, therefore, is not a shield for the Inuit villages or the glaciers. It is a shield for America, positioned to shoot down threats before they ever reach U.S. soil. Currently, the U.S. operates the Pituffik Space Base in Greenland for radar warnings alongside the NORAD systems in Canada and Alaska. But the Golden Dome aims to go further. Analysts believe it intends to intercept missiles in the boost or mid-course phase, destroying them high above the Arctic silence, minutes after launch. Technological ambition is one thing, reality is another. Experts warn that building a truly gapless defense system is nearly impossible. And even if it could be done, the cost would be staggering. Todd Harrison of the American Enterprise Institute estimates such a project take 20 years to complete. The price tag? It could exceed $1 trillion. A fully realized missile defense network might cost as much as $3.6 trillion. Yet, the president has allocated only $175 billion and aims to launch it before his term ends. Reports from the Center for Arms Control suggest the technology is still merely conceptual. In the face of such vast logistical and financial hurdles, is this a genuine military plan or a political mirage? There is an old paradox in military strategy. If you build a better shield, your enemy will sharpen their sword. Malcolm Davis warns that shooting down every single missile is practically impossible. If the U.S. proceeds with the Golden Dome, rivals like China and Russia will not stand idle. Their counter-strategy will likely be simple: overwhelm the system. They may drastically increase their stockpile of nuclear warheads and hypersonic missiles, ensuring that no dome can catch them all. Instead of safety, this perfect defense might trigger an uncontrollable arms race. In the age of hypersonic speed, the quest for total security might leave the world more fragile than before. Professor Stefan Fruehling suggests that the Golden Dome is less about military hardware and more about political software. The U.S. already possesses advanced space-based radars. Why the desperate push for Greenland now? If you look closely, the Golden Dome is not just a machine. The potential treaty implies the creation of sovereign zones around U.S. bases, areas where American troops would hold sway. While Greenland would remain Danish on paper, the reality on the ground would shift. The ice-covered island has become a pawn on a chessboard of superpowers. Caught between the promise of protection and the shadow of dominance, one must ask, will the Golden Dome truly guard the skies, or will it simply bring the heat of an endless war to the quietest place on Earth?